Hi, this is Doug Perry of Strategic Real Estate Trainers. We provide training, consulting, virtual support, and software for realtors and property managers. Today's video is a part of the Going Deeper with Top Producers series, and this video is on how to clean up your CSV file. Now, in a previous video, we imported contacts and we did a very basic cleanup. Today, we're going to go much deeper. So what we have is a CSV file. It's basically a glorified spreadsheet. CSV, by the way, stands for comma separated value. Okay? So in the previous video, we did very basic cleanup. The first thing that we did is just search for trash and get rid of it. Okay, so you see here in cell A3, we've got some nonsense, some characters which don't belong, so we just simply delete those. We've got another one in A6, we'll delete that. And we'll scroll across. We don't see anything else like that. The next thing you'll want to do is delete empty rows and empty columns. Now, with a small CSV file, you can just do that manually. But let's say your file is, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 contacts. You'll definitely want to automate that. So you'll want to use macros. Now, a macro is just a series of instructions that Excel executes very, very fast. And so there's two ways to create macros. You can either record them. In other words, you click the record button, you complete a series of steps, click stop, and then Excel will do that for you, like clockwork every time. For more complex things, you'll actually want to write a little bit of Visual Basic code. And here's some sample code. Now, don't sweat it. Don't know Visual Basic? No problem. I'm more than happy to send you the macros. All you have to do is just go to the website, send us a note. We'll email them to you. All right, so I actually have a couple of macros here. One for getting rid of empty columns. Select it, click Run, and you see all the empty columns are gone. And I've got another one for deleting empty rows. Select it, Run, all my empty rows are gone. Another useful feature of Excel that will help you to clean up your spreadsheet is the text to columns function. Sometimes you'll have data that's all smashed together and you want to pull it apart. For example, it'll be useful for you to separate the house number from the direction, from the street type, street name, etc. And the way you do that is you select what you want to pull apart, and then under Data, you select Text to Columns. The file type that best describes your data is delimited. A delimiter is just something like a comma or a space or a tab. Then we click Next, and then what we want to do is separate our data by spaces. And if you look down here, you see that it separates everything into street or house number, direction, street name, street type, etc. Click Next. We want everything just to be text, and then we click Finish. And then if we go back to our spreadsheet, we see that it pulled everything apart for us. So that's the text to columns function. The next function you might find useful in cleaning up your CSV is called Concatenation. It's a real mouthful. Try saying that 3 times. Concatenation is the opposite of text to columns. Instead of pulling things apart, you put things back together. So to do that, you would select a cell to the right of what you want to put together, and then you select Function, select Concatenate, OK. Then what you're going to do is you're going to select each cell. So we'll go to the first cell, click here, go to our second cell, click here, go to our third cell, click click here, fourth, and then the fifth. And then we click OK. Now, you'll notice that it put it together, but it's all scrunched together. We want spaces, right? So you have to do a little bit of editing. So we go up to here, the formula bar, and we're going to manually put in space. So we'll go quote mark, space, quote mark, comma. And to expedite things, we're going to copy that, and we're just going to paste it in after each cell reference. Hit enter, and now we got the spaces that we want. So after you've done it for one cell, you can just drag that formula down and it'll do it for the rest. So here's another technique that you can use in cleaning up data. Now let's say that you've got two worksheets. You've got one worksheet with investment properties, and you want to find out who the investor is for the properties. And then on another worksheet, you've got your contacts and their first address, their primary address, and then address 2, which represents their investment properties. So what you want to do is sort of blend the first spreadsheet with the second spreadsheet. Now the only way to do that is if they have a common denominator. Okay, so you see that the values in the investment property column on this spreadsheet represent the values in the address 2 column. So to merge the data, we would use the VLookUp function. And the VLookUp function works like this. Okay? The first thing it starts with is a cell reference. So what it does is it says, okay, in cell A2, which is over here, look for that value on the next worksheet, the sample people worksheet. And then in this array, or this range of cells, if you find that value, go to the second column and pull that value over into here. So, and then the last argument is can either be true or false. If it's true, it will look for anything that's close to our lookup value. But we set it to false because we want an exact match. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it in here and hit enter. And you see what it did? It pulled Tom from the sample people worksheet. Why? Because Tom is the contact that's associated with 234 Madison Avenue. And if we just drag that formula down, VLookUp finds the contact for the investment property on this spreadsheet and plugs it in. So these are some tips which are very useful in cleaning up your CSV file. If you don't quite get it, don't worry about it. We're available to help you. Just reach out to us at strategicrealestatetrainers.com and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Thanks a lot for your precious time. Join us on our next webinar.